Thank you very much for that. Subconscious, are we able to understand? And we want to ask about morals now. If some human eats an animal, say like a cow, is the karma going to be the same or different if they say eat another human?
Karma is not so much a punishment or a level of morality. Karma is merely, on a very basic level, a equal or opposite reaction to something for the purpose of experience. So, for instance, if I walk on a blade of grass, if I walk on many blades of grass, and I hurt and injure many blades of grass, somewhere down the line I will sit down at a picnic and I will sit on a thorn or a thistle and it will hurt my bum. And I will go, ouch, that really, really hurt. That is merely just understanding the effect that I had on nature, just as it can have an effect on me. It was uncomfortable. And I have experienced that just as I have shown that experience to something else. So it is not so much about if I eat a child that a child will eat me. It is more about what I will carry on in the next life. How will I live my next life? And it may be such that I am an animal that is slaughtered for its meat. It may be that I am a child in a very abusive family. I must feel just to experience the terror or the discomfort that I have placed or have been a part of with something else. We hope this makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Also, now subconscious, we would like to be able to know more about the broadcast. Will Andre be experiencing the broadcast?
Yes. Yes, Andre will experience the broadcast. Everybody will experience the broadcast. The broadcast will appear on televisions. The broadcast is coming from a central point in America, and it is a collaboration of many collectives, both here on Earth and in the cosmos. It is something we have been working on for many, many years. We've known this is coming. The broadcast will take place on Thursday. It will run for many hours on Thursday. It will cease to run. And then it will run again on the Friday and the Saturday and the Sunday and the Monday and the Tuesday. We see 5 days. And this broadcast will detail in full all of the crimes against humanity. And we will name and shame those who have placed your earth into a fiery pit of hell, we'll say, where we are slaves to the system, where we are coaxed like cattle into a cattle tray, a cattle van, and herded from one barn to the next. That's what we are, like cattle. And we have had our sensibilities and our biologies. They have been used against them. They have been tried, tested, and analyzed and experimented on, and all the findings have been used against them to better the dark agenda. And we are going to name and shame every single person, and this will take some time, and it will shock the world. It will shock the world. There will be many collectives taking part in this broadcast. There will be alien communication. There will be extraterrestrial communication. This will be a process of easing into the process, where by one we may have a scientist who has experienced this firsthand. By second, we may have a general in the military who is experienced in the saving of these children and who's experienced in being part of a system that uses or that does crimes against humanity. There may also be some civilians that have taken part in the saving of the children, that have been allowed to be a part of the bigger information in order to help. These will be galactic beings who have incarnated on this planet to help at this time. And that is sort of the general sense of how the broadcast will go. It will be like a variety show, different acts, different experiences, different energies, different severities. There may also even be a little bit of humor involved. This is all been planned. It is perfect. It is going to do exactly what it is meant to do.
Thank you so much. And can you tell me about what's actually going to be happening to the children that they have rescued?
All the children have been rescued. Some of the children did not make it for the reason that they would be beyond help, beyond saving. They have shifted back to their home planets, or they will move on to the new Earth. But a lot of the children that were used in this way by the Cabal, by the Dark Agenda, by the reptilians, came to this planet to volunteer to be these children. They are the way showers. Without these children, there would have been nothing to show the people, to teach the people about Dark Agenda, about light vs dark, about mind control. And this is something that we have, all souls on earth have chosen to experience, and the children were a big part in this, and they have volunteered their souls to be a part of this great change.
Thank you so much. And in terms of the confessions, how will we know if it's a clone that is confessing for the crimes which they have committed, and that the original celebrity, shall we say, is quite innocent?
Please repeat the question.
Yes, for when the broadcast happens and we see confessions, how will we know if it's a clone or the original person?
Okay, whereby the clone is responsible for the wrongdoings, the clone will have been created and controlled by the Dark Agenda, and therefore it is not the clone's fault. Where it has been the celebrity as themselves, they will be held accountable and not the clone, because the clone in that instance is merely a device to distract and to keep things going as normal. So different situations for different people and different clones. But I will repeat, whereby the clone is directly responsible, that is a responsibility of whoever made the clone and is controlling the clone. Whereby it was the responsibility of the actual person involved and not the clone, that person will be held accountable.
Thank you so much. And will there be cases where we see a clone confess, but the actual original person is innocent of any crime?
There is not going to be literal confessions by the people in this broadcast. There are going to be people and entities and old, as you see them, dead people coming to talk about what they have seen. And by just having these people appear with this information, that will be enough to prove what they are saying. The evidence will be outstanding. The way in which they are able to get the information across is something that simply just cannot be made up. So we're not going to have the literal people responsible in front of a camera confessing to their sins. they will be brought to justice in a less direct way.
Okay, thank you. And so, but have they made confessions, and has that been recorded?
Yes, that will be part of the proof, but it will not be them standing in front of a camera giving the broadcast.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, and is there anything else you want to tell us about the broadcast that we haven't already covered?
Brace yourself, because it is coming and it is going to be huge. It is going to be so drastically huge. But just remember at all times the bigger purpose, the bigger picture. Remember what it is that you're here for. Remember your plan. Remember who you are. Keep your vibration high. Keep your spirits high. Be with yourself when you need to be with yourself. If you need time to separate yourself and absent yourself from situations to process the information on your own, do not fear that you are leaving behind the people that need you the most, because you need to heal yourself and to process your own information before you can give love and guidance to those who will need you. I liken it to the analogy of being in an airplane where the air hostess will say, please attend to your own mask before you attend to your child's mask. Same idea. Make sure that you are putting yourself first so that you are as strong as you can be for the people that will need you.
Fantastic, brilliant advice. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, and so are we able to ask, we have some questions about some well-known people now. We want to know if they have been guilty of some crimes, or what their agenda for humanity has been. So we would like to know about Kanye West, please.
Kanye West is a person who has been very, very greatly and deeply affected by the music industry and what he has seen. This is why you're seeing him on the surface act erratically and out of sorts. He is very aware of everything that is going on. This is why you saw him snuggling up to Donald Trump and trying to become president. He's trying to help. Kanye West is a good soul. He has just been greatly and deeply, deeply affected by what he has seen on his travels, we'll say. He's not a clone. He is the real deal, and he is a pioneer. He is extremely talented. He is an artist. And while he has some odd ideas, and while while what he has put out to the people has been somewhat self-obsessive and self-indulgent, he at the very core has a very good heart. He was deeply affected by the passing of his mother. He was very close with his mother, and once she passed, he felt like there was very little to live for. He married the Kim Kardashian, and she is a clone. Since she became a clone, the marriage, he is unaware that she is a clone. Since she became a clone, the marriage has started to dissipate, and he is sensing something different in her, and he is doing his inner work, and he is sensing something is not right with her. And that is why you're seeing in the tabloids issues in the marriage, and that is why Kanye West is separating himself from the family, because he is aware that something is wrong, but he's not quite sure what it is.
Okay, thank you. And why has it come that she has been cloned?
The Kardashians have been killed for their crimes against humanity. Kris Jenner is dead. They are all clones.
And what type of crimes against humanity have they done?
They have been involved in the adrenochrome fascination. They are fully aware of all that has been going on, and they have been using the They have been using the direction and the guidance and the money and budget of all the worst and highest people to better their lives. They are not so much not so much driven by the dark agenda, but they are very happy to take the benefits from the dark agenda, and that is a crime against humanity. And they have been involved in the adrenochrome scandal, the obsession with adrenochrome.
I see, thank you. And so that's all of the sisters, including the two younger ones?
All of the sisters.
And the son?
No, the son is not aware.
Okay.
The son has separated himself from the family because he can see the greed. He can see what fame has done to the family, and it has affected him greatly. This is why he overeats. This is why he has been affected by bad and toxic relationships. He's a very good, sweet soul. Always was from day one. And it is no secret, or it is no accident that he has absented himself away from the family. He doesn't quite know exactly what is going on, but he knows that they are not good people. And while they are his family, he doesn't want to spend much time around them. He is greatly affected by their energy, and he likes to stay away.
Can we send him love and healing, please?
Absolutely. He is on his path. He will ascend. The rest will not.
Thank you so much. And what about Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner?
Caitlyn Jenner is not involved so much with the crimes against humanity, but has been greatly affected by fame and is very quick to push people under the bus to get his way in life. And although he blamed a lot on Kris Jenner for the demise of their marriage, he was sneaking around. He was the one being untruthful. He was the one using the family to get ahead when he was not happy in the relationship for a long, long time. He did not come out with his want or need to transition until he knew that he would be in a position to get as much fame from it as possible. And then once the transition happened, he wrote in his book lies about Kris Kardashian. He wrote lies about the children. And to his mind, they were not clones. They were not dark agenda. They were not they were not as bad as they are in his mind, but he's still, so therefore it is sort of worse because they were his family. He was able to throw his family under the bus, not the cabal. He wasn't able to throw the cabal under the bus. It was his family. And that, on a moral level, made it a little worse. So, a good but damaged soul. Definitely tried to stay away from the drama, but while in itself ensuing his own sort of drama to get ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And can we ask about Paris Hilton, please?
Paris Hilton is another good soul. I know you're expecting to hear that all these people were bad souls, but she is a good soul. She has a good heart. She's simply Daddy's little rich girl. It is the parents that are the dark souls, the dark agenda people in the situation. And Paris Hilton is none the wiser to her dad's misdoings. He has taken money off the backs of other people's misfortune. He has used that money for greed. He has destroyed lives by his greed and his want to create an empire and to create a big and rich and fancy life for his family. He should not have, as a father, allowed his daughter to become the sex symbol, the person that was viewed purely for her body. Should not have allowed her to change her personality to seem sexy and cute for perverted and sexist men who would eye her up and down, and while he watched on in with happiness at the knowledge that this would help her to succeed. The mother is as guilty for this as well. So there are crimes for humanity, but there are also crimes against his family and against his poor daughter, who is just a victim of being raised with a silver spoon in her mouth, but with consideration to her upbringing and to what she has spent her whole life around. She has done a fabulous job of becoming a woman who is self-sufficient, who is proud, who is intelligent, who is confident, and who has a very much wisdom to give the world that has not been allowed to be shown. Yes.
Thank you so much. And is she aware of the other great crimes against humanity?
She is aware to an extent, but not to the extent that we are aware.
Thank you so much. Okay. And what about Britney Spears?
Britney Spears is another one who is herself. She is not a clone. It is her father who is most guilty of the crimes against humanity. He is the one that meets with the cabal, the dark agenda, to use his daughter as a puppet um, to dangle her from the strings and make her dance monkey, and this has caused a great lot of distress and dis-ease in Britney Spears' life. The detachment from her father and the knowledge that he is not a nice person has caused her, again, to fall into patterns of dating toxic men to replace the feeling of love that she did not get from her father, to replace the feeling of not being enough from her father. She was told to diminish her voice to the point where it has damaged her voice so much that she can actually no longer sing, and sings very little of her records. She is somebody who they can prop up in a recording studio to get some notes out and then have a computer do the rest of the work, if not a second person who sounds a lot like her to come in and sing for her. This is the same with her dancing. Not so much anymore, as she has taken a backseat with her drug abuse and her alcohol abuse, and she is a lot fitter person and she is trying to live a happier, healthy life. But unfortunately for her, she is under the lock and key of her father, who is in control of her estate, who is in control of all her spending, all her money, all her earnings, and she essentially is a prisoner in her own home, and with the coronavirus has felt even like more of a prisoner in her own home. This has caused her mental health to deteriorate at a rapid rate, and this is why you're seeing her do some strange behaviors on your TikTok and your Facebook and your Twitter. She's just trying to have fun. She's trying to relive her childhood. She's trying to be an innocent girl again. Her boyfriend is good for her. He is a healthy, well-rounded man. He can be a little bit toxic at times, but he is a man who's showing her love, and she is happy with him and she deserves him.
Okay, thank you so much. And can we send love and healing to both of them and all the family members?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And now, can we ask about Brad Pitt, please?
Brad Pitt is a clone. He is well versed in the crimes against humanity. He and his wife, Angelina, his ex-wife, Angelina, have been well versed in the crimes against humanity. They have been culprits in the handling and exchanging of children for the purposes of the dark agenda. This is something that they went into deep in the beginning of their careers and now can no longer get out of. They fear for their lives. Angelina's do-gooding for the world with her humanitarian work is something that she does to put aside some of the guilt that she feels for what she has been a part of.
Is she a clone as well?
Yes, the
And what,
original executed.
okay, they were executed. And when kind of did these executions occur?
They have occurred sporadically over the past years, depending on when they needed to be done. Um, Angelina was executed 1 year ago. Barad was executed 6 months ago.
Okay, thank you very much. And does it was it because she did more crimes against humanity, or how do they choose who gets executed when?
It depends on how involved and how much their contribution would be if they were not executed. So, for instance, if we had not executed a celebrity for the crimes against humanity, what is the chance of the crimes still continuing? Is there a chance of rehabilitation? Is there a chance to rectify the situation? And often, and more often than not, this is not the case. So unfortunately, it is the most appropriate to execute them and have a clone continue to portray them for the public. This is all part of the plan. And though it sounds gruesome, it is a necessary evil to defeat an unnecessary evil.
Thank you very much. I understand. And what about Jennifer Aniston, please?
Jennifer Aniston is not a clone. Jennifer Aniston is herself. She is a good soul. She has not been involved in the crimes against humanity. She's just a good actress. She is getting roles and she is getting roles for movies and has had a successful career because of her success as Rachel in the program Friends. And because her ratings are so high, the movies that are being used by the cabal to portray subliminal imaging and the dark agenda, she will bring the people to watch those movies, and that's why she has had such a successful career. She has tried to be a serious actress, and I say serious lightheartedly. She has tried to do heavier roles, more. She has tried to do more emotional roles where she can really show her acting chops because she is a fantastic actress, a beautiful actress, and a great soul, and that is what's seen in her movies. But she is only able to get the roles that will please the public in a more general way so that they can be used and swayed by the images and subliminal symbolisms in the movies. So that is why she is working so well.
Thank you. And was she aware of the crimes against humanity?
She is in a way aware, but not to the point where she is having any effect. It is a common thing in Hollywood where you have to keep some things hush hush in order to stay afloat.
Thank you. I understand. And what about Dolly Parton, please?
Dolly Parton is involved with the crimes against humanity. She has engaged in the adrenochrome fascination. She has used her wealth or used her power to step over people to stay famous. She does not treat her staff well. She does not treat the people that work for her well. She is what they call a diva. She is a diva of the highest standard. She is connected to a family, and I'm seeing Miley Cyrus. All of these people have been involved in crimes against humanity. There are different levels, there are different involvements, there are different ways that someone can be involved in the crimes against humanity. It can be taking the adrenochrome, it can be the physically eating and torturing of children, it can be part of the societies that are used for the dark agenda. Either way, there is mostly a trickle down, and in some way, if you are involved in any way against the crimes against humanity, you will have to pay the price. Dolly Parton is still alive, but she is in hiding in her big mansion. She will not come out because she is aware that stuff is going down and she is looking to stay safe.
I see. And so what's going to happen to her in the future then?
She will be executed.
Okay, thank you. And what about Beyonce?
Beyonce is someone who has let fame go to her head. She has gradually, through the years, become more involved in the crimes against humanity. It was really when she met her husband, Jay-Z, who is very, very bad player in the crimes against humanity. He is eating children. He is sacrificing, torturing. He is drinking adrenochrome. Um, he is using the dark symbolism to put the message out in plain sight. Beyonce is aware of this and she has become complicit in this. And you can see very clearly the change in her character, the change in her music, the change in her attitude, and also the change in her happiness. The look in her eyes has changed over the time as she is too far deep to get away, and her fame and her success and her safety is more important than coming out and staying away from the crimes against humanity. So therefore, she has taken place or taken part in the crimes and has used the dark symbolism in her videos, and she is also one that does not treat people well, although she may seem on the surface that she is a very humble and sweet and kind person. This is not the case behind closed doors. She is quite violent and is very much someone that you do not want to get on the wrong side of.
Okay, thank you very much. And then what about Obama? Tell me more about him.
Obama is dead. There is a clone at the moment. He is a clone. Um, Obama is very complicit in the crimes against humanity. He is very much a big player. He performs the satanic rituals. He drinks the adrenochrome. He eats the children. He is a rapist. He has had intercourse with children, with babies. He has paid money and spent time in a room with a young child. He has a sexual fetish. He has a sexual fetish with torturing, eating, and having sex with young children. And he pays a lot of money for this. Or he performs tasks by way of promoting and getting across the dark agenda, or he has made concessions in his presidency that will harm the world and that are against what the people want in order to be part of this club so he can fulfill his sexual desires.
Okay.
I'm being asked to tell you that Michelle Obama is and was a man. She has had a transition into being female. Um, she is complicit in the crimes against humanity also. She has used adrenochrome. She has eaten the children, and her children are unaware of what is happening. The children are still alive. The Obamas are both dead, but the children are still alive.